Hey, it is time we talk about mental health, and it is time we take it seriously.
Mental health issues are peaking at its highest in Malaysia. A national survey shows that 1 in 3 Malaysians are affected by mental health problems, making it the second biggest expected health problem affecting Malaysians after heart disease by 2020.
That's an alarming figure. It's a real alarming figure, and I think it is suggesting that we are not paying enough attention.
So, what are Malaysians not understanding about mental health? And why are we still brushing it aside? Mental health includes the state of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, affecting how we think, feel, and act. Mental disorders are conditions that present severe disturbances to your daily functions. Symptoms include changes in mood and personality and social withdrawal. There's a list of illnesses that fall under the spectrum, but anxiety and depression are the most prevalent issues that affect our population.
I was pit bottom. I didn't want to do anything. All I wanted to do was lay in bed. And even though I love playing games, I love reading books and all that, I just didn't want to do any of it. It's not like flu, you can just rest and be okay with it. There was nothing to look at for help.
The disability that they experience is enormous. We have studies that suggest that depression and anxiety actually cause more burden or disability in people than even a heart attack. It's not just brushing off their symptoms when they have them. You don't tell someone with hypertension to snap out of it. The same way you can't ask someone with depression to snap out of it. There are neurochemical changes in the brain in these people, and they need the appropriate help and support to get better as well.
Recent studies show that the highest prevalence rates of mental illness are shown in youth and young adults, more than tripling the numbers in the last decade. But are these issues increasing, or are we gaining greater awareness of mental health? There has been little research done to answer that, but experts say social pressure and connectivity to social media are contributing factors.
There's more demands and needs on younger people, the need for perfectionism. Maybe driven by the community, maybe driven by their parents, maybe driven by the competition in their own schools. And they seem to perhaps have less resilience when it comes to dealing with stress as well.
And many have no one to fall back on due to the lack of awareness and understanding in regards to their situation.
I wouldn't dare to speak out to my friends or family either because I felt like it was a burden. It felt like I was the burden. I didn't want to share my burden with other people. Let me handle it myself. And until one point in time, my mom came to me and told me that, it's fine, that so long as I'm okay, that things can be replaced, but your life can't.
There's little that the government is doing to address mental health. Mental health was first addressed globally in the 1950s, but the relevant laws that look to provide care and protect the rights of psychiatric patients came into effect in 2010, also known as the Mental Health Act 2001 and the Mental Health Regulations 2010. Funding is also not enough. The number of clinical psychologists to every 1,000 Malaysians is 0.5%, and most of them are concentrated in the Klang Valley area. Public hospitals with psychiatric departments are often overburdened and understaffed. To top it off, most Malaysian health insurance policies do not cover the cost of psychiatric services. But we can make a difference for each other by being a listening ear, asking out of concern, and empathizing. Experts say most patients can recover completely if treatment is sought early and continued completely.
In a country where we sometimes have a lot of taboo and stigma and discrimination against mental health, it's sometimes a challenge to identify. It's important to understand that mental health and mental illnesses don't pick and choose. You don't discriminate. Anybody can be affected by it. Be aware that these are treatable conditions and there's no shame in seeking help.
There are reliable online therapy sites such as Mood Gym, eCouch, and Headspace. Reach out to counselors at schools, and places like the Befrienders and the Malaysian Mental Health Association are good places to start.
The journey in the end, we have to walk it alone. We have to find our own ways alone. And that's okay. Because once you do, then you'll be alright after that. So talk to friends, talk to families, talk to anyone that will support you in whatever you do. And when the time comes, and it will come, that's when you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel like, hey, the life isn't so bad. The world is actually pretty good. Yeah.